Hello friends, my name is Captain Bajwa and I am from DRS Marine. As we all know, the crew changes have become a major challenge due to COVID-19. All the ship owner, all the ship managers are really concerned how we can find a safe passage for the seafarer. So recently we had a conversation with Mr. Amar Singh Thakur, who is a General Secretary of Maritime Union of India, and I would like to share that conversation with all the seafarers.
Dr. Saab, how are you?
We are fine.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me thank you for your time for this meeting. We really appreciate. And I understand you all know that you are General Secretary of MUI, Maritime Union of India, which is affiliated to ITF London. They have, I believe, they have more than 700 unions and presence in more than 150 countries. The most important for us is you are representing merchant navy officers and seafarers. And today, on behalf of the seafarers, I would like to discuss few things and ask you a few questions and give you a few suggestions. And before that, I will request you, please give us a brief introduction of yourself and MUI before we go ahead.
Thank you, Captain Bajwa. My name is Amar Singh Thakur. I am the General Secretary for the Maritime Union of India. Maritime Union of India is the very oldest union. It was established in 1939. And this union, it is the only officers union all over the world, nationally, internationally recognized by the ITF, by HMS, and by the Government of India. The 1944, this union was recognized by ITF. Prime purpose of this union is to ensure fairness of work and wage condition and welfare of its seafarer members. MUI provides help to its members in different forms.
My first question is, when we are a seafarer, the question comes to our mind that what is the benefit I will get to become a member of MUI? How is it going to benefit me in the long run if I have to become a member of Maritime Union of India?
Yes. Well, MUI, once you become a member of union, it is an individual choice whether you want to become a member or not. That individual member, officer, he has to decide himself. MUI provides help in its members in different forms. Like disputes arising can be in many forms, such as non-payment of wages, deduction of wages by the company, can be related to reason such as incomplete or complete denial of illness or injury caused when occurring on board ship. The above list is not comprehensive, or many other reasons may arise for which an officer would need assistance. MUI always enters various agreements with ITF London, overseas national flagship owners, overseas unions. The work and wage condition of Indian officers are based on these agreements. And above mentioned disputes are to be resolved on the basis of these agreements. MUI assists members in absence of agreement also. MUI has resolved so many issues affected seafarers as a whole. For example, you may remember when a seafarer had received a notice to pay income tax in 2017. Yes. MUI took action. MUI straightway challenged the MUI stood first, approach to Shipping Ministry, Finance Ministry, and even CBDT, and make sure that circular is invoked in favor of seafarer. So MEI member through the maritime, there are two trusts in MEI. Maritime Union of India has a two trusts. One is the Merchant Navy Officer Trust, that is Indian for Indian flags, and one is for the foreign flag, that is Merchant Navy Floating Staff Welfare Trust. So these officers can utilize these trusts. These trusts is having the convenience home. So they can use the convenience home. They can go with their families, various part of India, and enjoy with the family. And the other two trusts, they are giving the benefit like a medical, hospitalization, or domiciliary treatment cost, which is covered when they are on leave. So even their family and his wife and two children, they are covered. They can claim the medical claim and all. So that facility Maritime Union of India is doing. MEI issuing quarterly journal in which all information are given, whatever DG circulars and other things which are the new amendments are going on. So MEI give that everything in that Oceanic, and that is given to every members. Every member by post or something they are giving, and all relevant and development information from our union side.
I have one question. Insurance. Do you have any kind of term insurance also for the seafarer? Some number of fixed amount if anything happens to a seafarer. Of course, in addition to which companies are supposed to pay the compensation, but does MEI also have any kind of term insurance for seafarers?
No, we don't have that sort of insurance. But when the seafarer is on leave, that time we reimburse his money, medical treatment and all. That money we reimburse him.
Okay, sir. Thank you. My second, another question is that like today, we all know that we have a lockdown worldwide. Most of the seafarers are, surrendered. They have completed their assignments. Large number of seafarers are waiting to come home to reunite with their families after spending, months at sea. So my question is that being a maritime body, what steps MEI is taking, and in which direction you are putting your efforts to help seafarers and show them a safe passage in this kind of circumstances?
Well, the situation is that this is a challenge job which seafarers are facing also. And MEI is in constant touch with the communication with the Ministry of Shipping and the Director General of Shipping, Home Affairs Ministry. So now, after this meeting and all, and after putting some pressure, DG Shipping also has given the new standard operating procedure, which has come out from the ministry, and it has been issued to sign on and sign off the Indian ports. But if the MEI is approached by any officer in any case, any hurdle arising with the company, we will certainly coordinate with the relevant company and assist the officer based on the SOP issued by Director General of Shipping. And for the foreign ship, it is not yet decided. The discussion is going on in the Parliament with the Home Ministry, and they are planning for in the three phases to how to bring the seafarer back. But what I will say, this disease is very infectious disease. So seafarer must take care. By olden days we used to say onboard ship. I think the onboard ship is more safer than at home or by transiting or something like. So it is my advice whether it is up to seafarer of course, but it is my advice either better to spend 1 or 2 months more on board ship, take all precautions rather than ashore. We are trying our best to leave them also and to be there. But in an emergency case, definitely, if a really extreme emergency, they can come to us, they approach to us, we will bring them back.
Recently, I saw one SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, which has been circular issued by DG Shipping. And this circular has there been any changes so far in Indian ports, or it just started the procedure?
They have just started the procedure. It will take little time, maybe 4 or 5 days. And some ports it has started. They are following the procedure.
The same procedure, I guess, will be applicable when the change happens at airport also. I mean, only the seaport will, be replaced with the airport. Rest will remain same, I guess. This is my own guess.
Right. Yes, yes. I think the government should make the hub together so that there should be there are selected ports where the flight can go, and company should also unite. How many seafarers they see? It is not only one company individually. There are so many companies. The one company has 5 seafarers to sign up, others is having 5 seafarers. So there should be one hub so that all seafarers should collect over there. They should assemble there, and particularly you can charter the flights and bring them back.
They can decide one common port in Europe, one maybe in Far East, one maybe in US, East or West.
Yeah.
I have one more query which I'm maybe already having. Maybe I'm not aware. That do you have any kind of platform where seafarer can give you their, they can share their information, they can give you feedback, or they can, post their grievances on your system. Do you have any kind of platform like that?
We have a grievance. We have women's cell also, and they can email to us. Every time they have email to us, we are responding to that. All complaints we are attending. Our staff is very capable to handle that.
How does seafarer come to know that you have taken the action on that? Do you have any kind of system in place?
Yes. We have systems there. We are making data on that.
We all have been at sea, and the life at sea, it is tough. It's hardship. People have to go through a lot of challenging weather and health and tough regulations they have to comply. And I feel, in spite of all that, it is still, neglected profession, the seafaring, not only by the international organization, but sometimes by their home countries also. So, how can I give you example like somebody joining the ship, and the airline, the people, they are not aware what kind of contribution the seafarer is giving to the industry. They have no idea. Maybe they should have some kind of pressure, some kind of awareness from the union that they should be given a priority for check-in, maybe for the immigration, through customs, boarding. It's a small thing. And because seafarer has a large amount of seafarers are going up and down, and a major contribution to the airline industry also they have. So they should consider this kind of benefit to the seafarer.
Our shipping ministry is very active now under the leadership of shipping minister Shri Mansukh Bhai Mandviya ji. He is doing very good work. Now he has newly constructed this National Shipping Board also, and I hope the things will improve.
You can also keep that and take into the consideration, instruction to as a union, you have more bigger say to the passport authorities or maybe to the visa authorities. Consider the seafarer on the priority, because they have a deadline to join the ship. Ship cannot wait for them. Some of the port, like Ecuador, they have stopped giving the shore leave to India. The Indians cannot go ashore. Maybe through IDF or through your sources, you can put a pressure on the local authority that it is directly linked to the seafarer's mental health. If they are not able to go ashore, as it is they are confined to very the fixed space. So they need some time to go out and have some open space. So this also maybe you can consider and pass it to the authorities through your channels.
Definitely, we have taken this matter before also, and now the newly constructed board, which has come under the leadership of Dr. Malini Shankar, she is the chairman, and she is also very active lady. Definitely, we will work on this, and we'll put more pressure on the government, and they should instruct all the ports. The Indian seafarer in Indian port, they must get the shore leave.
Lastly, sir, I have also seen that the families, when something unfortunate happen on the ship, families are not aware of what the compensation looks like. Family goes around, to take the advice, the free advice from the people around, and they are misguided, and then they start suffering, start complaining to the wrong the authorities that we are not being given compensated for that because they are not given the correct information. So maybe as a union, you can post something on your website. This is the standard compensation the family is going to get under this circumstances. Because otherwise they are misguided, and then there's a problem with a lot of communication between the company and the family, and then a lot of authorities also has to waste their time and effort to let them know that this is not the case. So something like that also, if you can bring in your on your site or somewhere, so that they can directly read the first-hand information. Okay, this is the information, and that is authentic information. They don't go here and there to take a wrong advice.
All right. This I will put on my website in MUI for the seafarer information, and even the members should know where to approach. I mean, their family also. Members should tell their family when they are going on board ship, they must hand over one contact copy to union and one copy to family, and they must aware their family where you have to approach. That's why we have made a woman wing. So all seafarer, those who are members, their family can contact our woman wing, and there's a lot of problem can be solved in this matter. So there is no need to go here and there. There's the one platform which they can approach.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thakur, for your time, and I hope that your efforts will, really help seafarer now. If you can put some more influence on the ministry or concerned authorities, they can take a little, steps, faster steps to open this channel, safe channel for the seafarer, so that we can, make these two changes.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video, and please do share with your friends. And if there is any feedback, any information you like to share with us, please do not hesitate. We will be very happy to pass it on to the MUI. Thank you very much.